Okay, so we all know about the situation in Ferguson, Missouri, and I was watching an episode of Iyanla Fix My Life. It was Tuesday, Wednesday, because the regular episodes air on Saturdays, but this was a special that pertained to the situation in Ferguson, and it came on I think Tuesday. And first off, I've watched Iyanla on and off. I do respect her very highly. She's a very intelligent woman, and she says the necessary truth. And I think first off, I agree with what she said. I mean, I like the hell out of what she said. But this special also showed a lot of the dysfunction in the black community, fittingly so. Now, a couple things that come to mind right off the top of my head that I really like what she said. When you had the one guy, and just speaking to him, and she was like, "All the black kids that die, why are we mad because of this?" And he tried to as it make it into something that it wasn't. We all know why they're mad because there's a white guy that killed him, that killed Michael Brown. And she asked the question because he said, "Well, we don't want our government doing these kind of things to us." Which my response is, why would you get mad at the government doing to you the same thing that you do to each other? Why would you ask someone to give you more respect than you give to yourself? That's kind of strange. And she, making it pretty obvious what was really going down, she asked, "Is this a race issue?" We all know it is. And you saw all the guys going around, no justice, no peace. And of course they had on no shirts and no belts showing their draws. And you, and once again the dysfunction. All these black men in these who were speaking at these events, being given microphones, and I'm surprised that they didn't have subtitles and captions whenever they spoke, because you could barely understand them. And these were the faces of this so-called movement. It, it boggles my mind. It's like, wait a minute. And you had this pastor, which I did agree with a lot of what he said. But I'm like, you're not going to coach these guys on how to speak and enunciate, communicate themselves when they're going to be on national television. Better yet, as the faces of this movement. It'd be more than just being on the Yanla, representing something that you feel strongly about. Wouldn't you want to do that in the most professional manner possible? And you also had the one guy saying, "Why ain't the white man done this and fixed this?" And her very quick response was, "That was our responsibility. That was our mess to fix and clean up." Why do we ask for respect when we want other folk to come in and clean up our messes? Excuse the term, but if we're going to have other people wiping our asses for us, we might as well. Why are we shocked when they treat us like retarded children if that's what we act like? If we act too immature, too stupid, too wild to take care of our own communities, why would you not expect them to take those kinds of precautions and have those kinds of mindsets when they go into those communities? The guys acted, the police officers acted with violence, but then we reacted with more violence. Throwing rocks, Molotov cocktails, you name it. Like I said, that's the face of this so-called movement. Folks, this whole situation is disgusting as hell, especially when you once again put it against the backdrop of what? Blacks destroying their own community. If they're so mad at the white police officers, why aren't they going and ransacking the police force, the police headquarters, the white neighborhoods, the suburbs? Hell no. Probably because they know those white folks will probably tear them a new one. Because even those so-called Negro-loving liberals, they're probably packing. Heck, most of them live in gated communities for that matter, and yet sitting there talking about spread the wealth. Good God, these are your liberal slave masters, black people. This whole situation is disgusting. Yes, was it wrong what happened? Of course. But I don't think I can feel too bad about how the police view these people when they reacted exactly how the police wanted them to react. They were like puppet masters. And it's a sad day when Louis Farrakhan was right, and he said, how can they take us seriously when we do things like this? How it's like a limbo dance. How low can you go when Louis Farrakhan won't defend you, and he's in the same boat as Jackson and Sharpton? He's been doing that race baiting crap since the 90s and 80s, and well, longer than that, but in the public eye really since the 90s and 80s. When a lot of the jokes about him started coming into, well, he hit the white mainstream in the 90s because he was on Phil Donahue. That's when the white people found out about him. Beforehand, just Negroes did. Once again, you also had Iyanla calling out the elders in the community. He said, you let them go around and act like monkeys. Well, didn't say it like that, but go around and shoot each other. Why are you mad now that the white man is doing it, using it for target practice? You failed them. You created that environment, and now you're sitting there like cowards in your own communities, clutching to your purses. Because your own damn kids and grandkids are out killing each other. Oh, but of course, you'll go to church on Sunday, right? Shout up and down, because your pastor probably takes cues from Benny Hinn and other prosperity preachers and Pentecostals and charismatics. And that's what you have. A failed establishment. Several failed establishments filled with several failed families, failed people who failed their communities. And she also said something else. She's not going to speak for the people because this is their problem. I think we should stop not only speaking for those people, I think we should stop fixing their problems. This is their problem to fix. I'm not saying, don't support a good movement and a good cause. But why is it that we as blacks expect people to come and fix our problems when we don't put forth that effort? You could be in Atlanta and expect guys from LA to come and fix the problem. Be in Nashville, expect guys from Chicago to come and fix the problem. Be in New Orleans, expect guys from New York City to come and fix the problem. Be in Chicago, expect guys from San Francisco to fix the problem. Be in Harlem, expect guys from, I don't know, Las Vegas to fix the problem. It's disgusting, and it's morally lazy. It's why they view us that way. Mr. Young, I respect you very much, and I'm glad that you went ahead and exposed the situation for what it was. A damn shame. Blacks, we need to grow the hell up and stop destroying our own communities like this for being mad at someone else.